Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, hopefully that'll go to horrific with whatever it's called. Feedback. Yeah, if you can still hear me, Brew, it's just going to be a lot of background noise because the microphone that it found, I ran the other two and it said, is the webcam. So it's way far away. Alright. Yeah. Where's the chat? Was me. Okay. Game cannot handle a browser window and or the system cannot handle a browser window at the bottom monitor. Okay. That's better, smoother. Hopefully you can hear me. Alright. Alright, let's get this shit going. Thank you to our recent followers and supporters. Recent followers, St. Michael Minion and Opolichko and Eat in My Waffle. Recent supporters, Rudikin with several redemptions, Happa Fodder and Rita Gamer, both with several shout outs. Much obliged, everybody. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to be able to fix the room noise because, like, you were at ads. Sorry. I'm trying to fix the audio, so I'm trying this one tonight. This is clearly not going to work for going forward because the microphone that it would only find, for some reason, it found the headphones, but not the microphone. How that works, I don't know. But the microphone that I could find was the one in the webcam, which is 20 years away, and I'm still in this setup, which I'm right next to the furnace, I'm right next to the dehumidifier, so it's just gonna be loud. What happened to the old mic? It's right here. Would you prefer that one? You think that's better? Or yonder? Okay, I guess we'll just plug forward. What the plan today is... Wait. Somehow is terrible. The old one was low bit rate, but it was isolated. Okay. I've got audio. Can you hear me? Oh, it's still on the...
Okay. Whoa. That maxed out. Yeah, okay. Better? Oh, that's still just absolutely wrecking. Quiet? Oh my god. I'm looking at the equalizer and I'm in red zone, just whispering. Oh, compared to the game. Okay. Alright, let's try that balance. Hopefully that works. Alright. Plan today. We've got stuff and things in places, so game could drop 6%. Wow. I can only see decibels, so we'll go a little bit further because I have no idea what that equates to decibel-wise. But what are we doing today? We are going to do JabuJabu, and that's it. Because my son did his track meet today, so he's extremely emotional. There's not a lot of tricks in JabuJabu, so it's mostly just going to be mush through as quickly as possible. And hit it from the door. We just need to not be done. This, I don't think I want to try running around backwards. That's pretty good. Okay, good. Hopefully I don't blast out in the eardrums with my mic peaking like that. That's a little bit disconcerting. But how you been, Brew? The menu music was just loud? Yeah, that music is just a little bit loud and tinny. Alright, so she says, I didn't ask anybody to help, blah 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 blah. Okay, now she falls down. Oh no! You just fall down and talk to her again, and she said, Trying to get an... I love Archer. I miss Archer. That was my favorite thing to do in the Boy Scouts. Not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm thinking for a little while there, I was the top archer in my troop. Because there were several years in a row that I took not the camp high score, but the troop high score. I was the one that was always sort of volunteered. Ow! It was on a mission. I was the one that was always volunteered for going into the competition. I don't particularly feel like avoiding these guys. So... Alright, all these bubbles followed me down. That's just rude. Thank you, game. Wow. That's basically every day. That's awesome. Having function and purpose is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Grab those. Because I have genuinely been playing like shit these last few run-throughs. Oh. Probably can't even jump. I'm gonna try that. See if it'll work with the... See if I can make it with a, maybe a little roll over there and a jump smash. Oh, easily. Okay. So that's good to know. That was so... I ran straight at that one. And fun fact, you can use Rudo as a weapon. I have a weird positive perk in my gaming now that I'm not streaming. Yep. Elucidate. I'm confused. You have a weird positive perk now to your game, not stream. Your game is running a little bit smoother, or you've just found a new positive within yourself to not stream while you play. Side. Which way is it? Is it to the left first? We'll find out really quick. Nope. It's to the right first. So am I. I have all that piece of performance back that normally would go to the overhead of OBS. That's fair. Okay. Yeah, I know now, dude. Oh my Lanta, she's gonna yell at me that I know. Brewski knows. There we go. I love that if you miss, you give JabuJabu like indigestion or something. Before he takes the gun. Oh no, I got two of them. That's good. Oh, I was so close. Look at that. So I can give that back to the game quick. Setting crankage is always fun. Boom. boomerang. Probably the most single OP item in Ocarina. Now because I asked it twice, it's away. Nothing's on the mission now. Who is it? Shock you. She goes back to where you dropped it. Or rather where she fell. Move it! Move it! Move it! What are we drinking? We are drinking a little bit of lemonade. Funnily enough, that's how you say lemonade in German. Lemonade. And whiskey. Bourbon, to be precise. Kind of a hard one. Not totally. Just a bit of night. Okay. Can you put that thing? There we go. Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen. There we go. Okay, that's something pretty cool. What the hell was that? I swear, I want to get to my new setup. It's going to be right behind me. But it's going to be so much nicer. Let me tell you. There's going to be shit on the wall behind me because I'm making shelves, and I'll have my actual 64 and PlayStations, and it'll be so great. Because usually these audio issues are the emulator or the file rip. Where's it? Everything must move past the rest. But what's the holdup on the new studio setup? Some of the materials are coming from my barn, and I need to complete the siding of my barn before the winter, and or before I start any other gigantic projects, because literally the barn materials are taking up a whole room right over there that's going to be next to the new studio. So much fun. Adulting? Don't know why I did it. Worst decision ever. Seems to be honestly a little bit of delay on the control, or something's getting lost. I don't know. The button pushes are getting heated. Once the slimy thing, that's literally what the testicle is called, once it starts its attack patterns, it's very difficult to get it back in cycle, so try to stay as far away from the cycle. That's right. Now we go. Should still be there? my right finger is drifting off the appropriate button. Now we just go back. Grab. Back to Naruto. For this, we will actually want to set something up. Was it a decision? What a decision? She goes up. Is it adulting? Oh, yeah. I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I could have pawned around on the prison or something, I guess. Although that's kind of adulting too. It's just a different kind of adulting. Oh. Take me home now, boy. Free goes. Yeah. There's no screen. Interesting. The emulator just decides to cut out the weirdest parts. Oh, beautiful. Easiest to set up in the game. You just need to remember to do it. Alright, so what I did was I did a jump storage. So I took the stick, I did Link's most powerful attack. That meant that when I stabbed with my sword, I did that attack. And it does clearly all the damage you need for that particular monster guy. I don't think you need very if we That was a miracle. Ah! Anybody else see that? Alright. I think I skipped this one. But there's actually a very interesting bomb jump they use to get through this, and also that they use to get to just the ledge with the door, and also to get in the door. There's a frame perfect bomb slide into the door sequence, and bypass holding right the switch. Most specific. Just going like this. Yep, that's on. I saw it flash up. Sorry. That's that. Oh. That's going to go. That's like a whole second. It's not the whole second. What? What? Come on. I saw somebody do this. Yeah. He absolutely mashed all of them in one shot. Did I do it? You have to rock. That's just obnoxious. There we go. Really? He swatted me with the antenna thing? Yeah, that is cool. I didn't think so. Okay. It's supposed to take several strikes. So, we're doing good. It may not look like it, but we are doing good. Done! Not done. Why are you not locking up? Oh my god. Pull the thing out! Okay, this is actually going to get pretty frustrating. Alright, each one of those is supposed to take several hacks, so it does speed it up. I wonder, I swear I've seen that go way faster. The jellies. The noise when it sounds like speakers. It does. It really, really does. That sucks. Alright. There's supposed to be that noise in the background. Super engaged. What is this? I need to find a new ROM. I'm trying to think of some deep talk to have that I don't know. That's fine. That's fine. You don't always have to have deep conversations. We've talked about this. When they're natural and when they organically occur, I think that's when they're the best. We don't have to force it. I mean, you could think of another question to start a fight or something. That's still one of my favorite quotes, by the way. But, you know what really starts a fight? Absolutely awesome. Alright. So, do you think shame is a useful emotion, or would we be better without it? We absolutely need shame. We absolutely need shame. That's God's conscience telling us that we've done wrong. Because it's people that feel no shame that are genuinely some of the most horrific people on the planet. They can seem nice, but anytime they do wrong, it's not their fault. Anytime they harm somebody, it's somebody else's fault. Yeah, we absolutely need shame. I'm quiet again? Could you hear me? I was talking kind of quietly, but I'm trying not to like peek the microphone. I feel like shame is an obstacle rather than a benefit. It's what's used to control people. Partly, I would agree with that. there are certainly some times when people feel shame when they shouldn't, or when they're made to feel shame when they're not. But just like everything, it can be used as a tool or a weapon. And when unscrupulous people use it as a weapon, that's when it becomes a problem. Let's do that. Other than using it to get people to act a certain way, what do we need it for? Because it tells us when we've done wrong. When you internalize it appropriately, when you internalize it appropriately, it also tells you how you can better yourself. Wrong according to people who want us to act a certain way? Sometimes. And that can be a problem. But that's when you need the right people in your life, friends, family, co-workers, mental professionals, even, it pains me to say this, but your government. It's really easy to see when people should feel shame and don't, and the government encourages it, and it's a cyclical loop. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So it's much easier to see when your government isn't appropriately shaming people. Like, we can talk about that recent murder in North Carolina. Ilyana, I believe, Irina. She was murdered by somebody that should not have been, they shouldn't have been in public. But yet, the government failed her and all the people of Charlotte, North Carolina by letting him out repeatedly. So they absolutely need to feel shame. Do you think people avoid doing bad things because of the consequence of shame or because of ethical reasons? Well, shame is a part of ethics. Because I'm pretty sure we've had the conversation before that you can, in most situations, think of things selfishly for yourself. It depends on how short-sighted or long-sighted you are with that selfishness that can ultimately determine how beneficial you and your actions are to society. So, like, for instance, I could, steal something, right? That's a fairly innocuous thing. Happens all the time, right? And the people that steal are very short-sighted in their selfishness. They see the instant gratification, like, oh, I've got something that I want, or I've got something that I felt that I need, and, whatever. They don't see the consequences rolling down. And I use a very simple stuff, like, oh, I stole a bag of chips from the local convenience mart. Well, it turns out that bag of chips was the camel, or the straw that broke the camel's back and put that shop out of business, right? Turns out that my brother has a friend, and I've met that friend. I like that friend. That friend has a cousin. That cousin worked at that shop, because that cousin lost his job, that cousin now feels that he needs to feel, he feels driven to a life of crime, and he robs me and kills me. You know? There's no such thing as a scam? Oh, there absolutely is. College education in the United States is absolutely a scam. They promise you one thing and have zero intentions on delivering. I don't know what makes a scam. A scam is when you are talking up something or have no intention of actually delivering on the actual product, or like a bait and switch where you do deliver the product but it's a vastly inferior product than what you were promised. So some fairly recent scams, Enron was probably the most notorious Wall Street scam. It is a form of business, but it's not good business, because you don't get to stay in business. You only get to stay in business so long as people are unaware of or willing to take the risk of your scam. But Enron lied to everybody. They said, oh hey, we've got all this product, we're doing great, and they had nothing. Right? Or a lot of Temu products are a great consideration for a scam. We'll take a little handsaw, right? You go to Lowe's or Home Depot or your local Ace or your local mom and pop shop, Overland Hardware. Love you guys. You go there and you see a little hand circular saw, battery powered, whatever, $100, comes with a battery, charger, you know. We're not gonna get into the like nuts and bolts of it. But you go on Temu and it's like, oh, they've got one for $30. So you get that, comes with all the same stuff. They say it's the same, it's basically the same as the one you saw in the store, right? But you use it a few times, a few hours, and the battery stops charging. So you buy a new one, because you're just like, it's still less than the other one. Well, this time the motor breaks after a couple hours. So you're, well, it's still less than the other one. Because right now we're up to, what, $90? Or did I say 30? 50? 20? 25? I don't know, whatever. But you keep buying it, and that's a scam, because they intend it to break, and you're paying less for the inferior product. Yes, you are paying less, but it's a vastly inferior product. So you could have got the $100 circular saw and gone $500 with zero issues. And instead you've bought 6 of them to finish the same project. So in that case, you are kind of scamming yourself because you know that it's not going to be as good, but it's still a scam. A lot of people don't know about this. You don't have to get thrown back out. So I'm going to have to maybe check to see which one goes faster. I don't know if it'll be that much different though. So, alright, now we have a few decisions. We can either, spoiler alerts, we're not, you know, protecting the story for me practicing how to go fast. Do we want to upgrade anything? Do I need to buy anything? Let me see. We've got... Oh, we don't have all this. We don't have all the songs we need because I haven't got the damn Ocarina. Again, not a scam, just a chance to buy multiple products due to lower quality rather than higher quality. Yeah, I mean, I would still say you're scamming yourself because you should, you know, really know better. But plenty of people do. Plenty of people do all the time. And they say, yeah, whatever, it's fine. Which, I mean, if that's fine for you, that's fine for you. 'Tis your life to live. I'm not scammed by the $40 shirt because it lasts for 4 years instead of $200 shirt that lasts 10 years. Maybe. I mean, no. If the $200 shirt guys say this would on average last, 10 years, then no, you're not scamming or scamming yourself. You're just paying a lot more for. I mean that that's an obscene amount of money to pay for a shirt, probably, unless it's like the most comfiest shirt that you've ever had. Which, then maybe sure, I might do it for $200 for 10 years. But in like going back to my example, they claim it'd be like the $40 shirt guy saying, "Oh yeah, this will last you 10 years too," and it lasts you a month. It lasts one trip through the washing machine, and then it just completely unravels. That's a scam. And to your comment, because it's not what you didn't get what you paid for, Now, in the shirt situations, they don't tell you, hey, it's a $40 shirt, it's a $200 shirt. How long will it last? Oh, it'll last as long as it lasts. Then you're just always, I'd say, probably getting what you paid for. And that's just buyer beware. Like, you have no idea what you're getting paid. That's not a scam, it's just product breaking. Well, yeah, but they knew it was going to break. That's what makes it a scam. Alright. We've got all 3 bottles. We've got 2 chargers of milk. Oh, yeah. So why is that going? Because I've got my finger on the wrong button. We've got 1 bomb upgrade. That's the only upgrade we're going to get. We've got 1 of those. 1 of those. 1 of those. I think that might be it, honestly. Alright, let's see. We could do magic beans. They might help you in transit a few places. I feel like most of them are just going to be so fucking far out of the way that it's just not going to be all beneficial. We could put one... We could buy the one in Zora's River, for sure. Because that's right there. We go past 5 towns to plant it. And that would save a considerable amount of time. That was an audio and video pickup. Interesting. And the first one would only be 10 rupee. Would we want to do any of them in Lost Woods? I don't think so. Would we want to do here? No, let's get the rupees. Would we want to do Lake Hylia? I don't think so. But they didn't know the guest just happened to break when the guest it in. They don't want to profit. I just don't see the scheme. I only see business transactions. Yeah, and it ultimately does boil down to just being a business transaction. But, like, I sell you a car, right? I sell you my used car, right? And I tell you, oh yeah, I did all the oil changes, and I did, you know, all the transmission flushes, and you can see it's got brand new tires on it. And so well, I can visually check the tires. So you look at the tires, like, oh yeah, those do look brand new. Okay, so this guy's telling the truth. Cool. But what I didn't tell you was I, in fact, did all of the oil changes that were performed on the vehicle, but not a one of them was at the recommended cycle. I let them go 2-3 times past the recommended maintenance routine, and I did do a transmission flush, but I didn't use the right fluid, and so I know that the motor and transmission are really on their last legs. That's a scam. Alright, you guys get it. Whee! Come back! Come back, friends! Aww. Why is that a scam? Because I'm lying to you. I am selling you an inferior product and telling you you're getting a superior product. But intentionally withholding information is a lie. And when you're lying about a sale, that's pretty much the definition of a scam. All right, let's put it something more like what you would know. So I tell you, I've got this product key, right? And you can use it 10 times. I'm going to sell it to you for $500. And you're like, okay, that's a pretty good deal. But what I don't tell you is I've already used 9 of those times before I give you the key. So you've only got 1 key. I don't consider omission of truth to be a lie. Oh, yeah. I know that kind of gets into philosophicals, but pretty much generally accepted. That whiskey's hitting hard now. It's been a rough week. Generally accepted that omission, intentional omission or withholding of information, is absolutely still considered lying. It's a lie, literally, of omission. Oh! You wanted the fun stuff. I'm going to show you one of the fun things that most people that have played and watched this game have never seen. So, we just beat all the child temples. Our dungeons. We have all the 3 spiritual stones. So that triggered Ganondorf to take over Hyrule. So he has overthrown the government. There's a little, I guess we'll say, scuffle. This guy first appears right here and only once. So we'll actually read it. Are you the boy from the forest? Oh. I've finally met you. I have something to tell you. Ganondorf, the Gerudo King of Thieves, he betrayed our king. Zelda's nanny Impa sensed danger and escaped from the castle with our princess. I tried to stop Ganondorf's men from chasing them, but the princess was waiting for a boy in the forest. That's you. She wanted to give something to the boy. If you received it from the princess, hurry to the Temple of Time. And then he dies. He's not moving anymore. And that's Navi saying, he's not moving anymore. He did. And most people have not seen that. I wasn't scammed. I bought a key that can be used 10 times, and it was used 10 times. Yes, but I am implying, by withholding the truth, that you are buying 10 uses of said key, and I'm selling it to you on the value of 10 uses of that key. If I tell you, hey, yeah, I know this key, it goes 10 times, and you're like, yeah, I've heard that, it goes 10 times. Well, I've already used 9 of them, so I'm only going to sell it to you for $50. You're like, oh, okay. You know, so it's a tenth of the value, and I sell it to you for a tenth of the value. That's an upfront transaction. You have all the information. I have all the information. We both have all the information, and we can come to an agreement that is scamming neither of us. The key did what it was supposed to do. I wasn't right to. I disagree. Unless you tell me you've not used it at all, then it's on me for not asking if you used it. I mean, maybe that does go to the buyer beware. I can see that aspect of it. But also, I'm clearly implying that I have not used any of the keys. Because it retails for $500, and I'm just like, oh, you know, I changed my mind. I went with a different product. And I may have gone with a different product. Because, you know, this one was about to expire, and I was like, hey, I can scam somebody. Sell it to them like they got 10 keys coming. And they don't. They only got 1. But I'm going to sell it to them like they got 10 keys coming to them. You're doing good business selling me something at full price without me getting full value. I don't consider that a scam, but you doing good business. Implying is on the buyer to get clarity, not the seller to be transparent. The law, well, at least in the United States, the law would absolutely disagree with you there, sir. The seller is absolutely required to be transparent. In the United States, in my situation, you could easily take me to civil court and get your money back. Because I sold it to you on the predilection, the implication that you were getting 10 keys. And I knew you were not getting 10 keys. It's like how food companies have to say what is in it, not what isn't. Well, actually, in the United States, some municipalities do require you to say what's not in it. For instance, my niece and nephews, I call them nephews, they are all allergic to various fairly common food items. Right? So, they actually do look at labels, and some, not municipalities, because the FDA is national, some foodstuffs, we'll say, certain genres of foodstuffs, actually are required to say this was not made in a facility that handles, processes, or otherwise touches peanuts. All three of them are definitely allergic to peanuts. So you, as a buyer, can work on the assumption that there are no peanuts to be allergic to in your food product. I shouldn't risk buying it? Well, maybe. That does go to the buyer beware, but in the events that you were scammed, like in my situation, I knew I had already used 9 of the keys, or my hypothetical, rather, you would have recourse in civil court. Well, depending upon the value and the actual quantity of money that changed hands. But anyway, that's a whole other thing. But you would have recourses under the law to get your money back, or for me to furnish you with an appropriate product that you paid for. It is, like, from your point, absolutely a good thing to be wary as a buyer in all situations, to ask all pertinent questions, to be knowledgeable enough in the product and the situation to ask all pertinent questions. Also, like going up to big purchases like a car or a home, doing your research beforehand, knowing what your credit score is, knowing any number of things going in gives you a tremendous amount of, I don't want to say leverage, not advantage necessarily, but advantages, but leverage, so that you're not scammed. Were you scammed, or did you just not practice good business and not say no thanks to a potentially risky buy? No, you were still scammed. Because professional scammers and con artists, they'll do, so many scams or cons or whatever in a certain area, of up to a certain value before people catch on to their gag, and then they run, so that you, in theory, wouldn't have much recourse to mitigate the scam. You wouldn't be able to take somebody to court that, for instance, you can't find. Alright. I think I'm gonna save and quit for the night. 1, because I'm tired. 2, because I'm not at all certain that my child's still in bed, because he was such an emotional wreck and being such a dingbat. Just trying to get him to bed. So I'm gonna run a long ad, and then we're gonna say goodbye. Boop. This is my ringtone. I'm just gonna do it while I'm here. But we're gonna get ourselves a bigger bean bag. Yes! Oh, I didn't think I hit that. That was way off. It's a miss. First try. Alright, that might actually be worth it. Because that's just one go. That's the bomb shoe shop. It's not open during the day. It's open during the day. Bomb shoe bowling. It sucks. Chicken gets in the way. So weird. You know what, I actually just... first magic jar I picked up, apparently. I just now put something together. I always thought, why is it so weird that you can use your sword in here when there's nothing to attack? Because as an adult, there is. I'm willing to bet that there's something with coding and something that they had to make this an arena of a certain type so that you could attack as an adult. I betcha. What if it's up here too? I think it is, because you can whack the dust sets. Yeah. Even though there's nothing to attack up here. Oh, that's weird. I thought I was jumping forward, but I was jumping to the background, not the foreground. 16 seconds. You're back already? Oh, okay. Because there's something you weren't talking about. There you go. I feel like every business transaction is a scam then, because there's something that you weren't told about, and the business got your money without being completely forthcoming. Well, there's a difference between being transparent and forthcoming to knowingly withholding information or providing false information. There's a world of business between that gray area. Like, you come in and say, hey, I need a 500 gigabyte hard drive. I'm like, okay. Internal, external. Internal. 3.5, 2.5. 3.5. Okay. They're right there on the shelf. You don't seem like you need any help? Nope, don't need any help. Okay. And you go over and you pick one off the shelf and you pay for it and walk away. And, you know, I don't tell you, hey, make sure you check that bottom shelf. We might have a 500 gigabyte on clearance for like half price. You know, did I scam you? No. I just let you do what you wanted to do. I still don't see the scam that maybe. There's a pin in there. Oh, I forgot to pin the message. Okay. Stop. Go away. There we go. It just sounds like customers making bad purchases rather than walking away. Oh my God. Come on. But if you know something about the product you don't share, is that a scam? Say I work at a computer store and the computer wants to use Intel CPU and I don't tell them it has 17 billion transistors. Am I scamming them and knowingly withholding information? Well, no. That's what I'm saying. There's a world of business gray area. For instance, I like to think back when I need a little giggle. I was working at Best Buy. I was actually working in appliances, and computers was just absolutely being overrun, right? So like, hey, Joe, you used to work over in that. Can you go over there and scope that out real quick? I was like, yeah, sure. So I go over, and there's a mother and son. He's 17, 18, and she was on the other end of the buyer beware spectrum, right? So he's asking fairly pertinent questions like, can this do like word processing for college? It's like, absolutely, man. Yeah. Every computer we've got here will do your basic word processing stuff. You've got kind of 3 basic levels of computer. You've got just the get it done computer. It'll do your typing, spreadsheets, a PowerPoint. You know, if it's not too graphically intensive, you can play like some Flash games online, and you can, you know, do YouTube. Not at like full resolution, but you can do like that kind of stuff. He's like, okay. And then you got a little step up that you can do some games that are actually installed. You know, they might not run at the highest resolution all the time, this, that, and the other. And then you've got like the hardcore gaming laptops, right? Because he wanted a laptop for going off to college. And his mother was like, okay, laptop would be probably better. You could take a 2 class, you could do things. And then you got like gaming laptops, right? And she had the gall to ask me, so like, what makes these 3 computer brands? Because when I was working there, your 3 go-tos for our department, just based on reliability, were Asus, Toshiba, and Samsung, I think, were heads and tails above everybody else. Like, you pay $1,000 for a laptop from Asus, you're getting what you pay for it, and it's going to last you a good long while, typically. You go with some of the other ones, not so much. So we kind of tried to steer customers toward the better buy. Even if they were the same price, or, you know, maybe the HP was a little bit pricier, we'd still steer him to the better buy. And she's like, well, what does that mean though? I basically tell her that, you know, well, in terms of Consumer Reports and CNET and all that kind of fun stuff, these three companies are very reliable. You get what you pay for. And she said, well, what does that mean? Well, it means they do their research better on building the machine. They get the higher quality parts that work better with each other. She said, well, what does that mean? You haven't told me anything about like the CD-ROM or the capacitors. And I just looked at her like, you're nuts. You don't need to know that. I don't know that information. I don't know what kind of capacitors and transistors and CRT tubes are. I have no idea. All I know is that it's a high quality product. I'm telling you all the information I've got. And I mean, that kind of nonsense is just not necessary. It'd be like going to a mechanic and saying, or a car dealer and saying, hey, what kind of rubber is that gas tube made out of? Like, I don't know. Good? High quality? What do you want? In long story short, in terms of business, there is absolutely, especially from the sales and consumer point, but especially from the sales standpoint, oversharing. You're gonna drive most customers away. Like most customers, if I tried to get into talking about transistors and chipsets and God only knows what else that are like actually in a computer, like in that situation, they would have run for the hills. They would be like glassy-eyed, drooling, have a good day, and just turn around and run away. Let me put it this way, is getting scammed a fact or an opinion? If it's an opinion, that is why I don't think scams are a thing. That sounds like you're instilling trust is all. That doesn't mean you're telling them the truth, you're just giving them peace of mind. You can do that with lies too. Oh, you can absolutely lie to try to give somebody a false sense of security. Is getting scammed fact or opinion? That is actually a really interesting way to ask that question. Getting scammed can be fact. Getting scammed can also be opinion. That's what civil courts are for. You know, there's sometimes that it's just very clear that, you know, you were scammed. Like in my key, you know, I implied you're gonna get 10 keys for $500. What did I say? $500? Yeah. So if I didn't sell it to you for $50 because I already knew you were only getting one of them, that's just absolutely a scam. I buy it. Like, what's a good way? Okay, so to go back to that example, like let's say I find this 10 key thing at a yard sale. It's like in a little dusty bin or whatever, and I say, hey, what's this? I know exactly what it is. I say, hey, what's this? And they're like, I don't know. So, okay. So, I have no idea if there's 10 keys or 0 keys. I'm like, hey, since I don't know exactly what I'm getting, how about $20? So, I'm taking a risk on myself, knowing full well that I could be scamming myself. And then I, you know, get it home, and I call up the number, or input the key or whatever on in their internal system or whatever, and it comes back 1 key. Okay. Then I go out and I make a $30 profit because I sell it for 1 key. But let's say they don't have that system. But I'm like, hey, I could make a decent chunk of money out of this. You, Brew, you contact me like, hey, you got that 10 key thing. I see that you put that online. And we start, you know, corresponding, and I say, hey, yeah, I got it at a yard sale. You know, they had no idea what it was, or they claimed to. I can't get it to return if the keys have been used or not, so I have no idea what's on it. So let's say we split the difference, 250. Odds are one of us is going to come away with a little profit. Odds are neither of us is going to get scammed that way. And you're like, okay, so did we scam each other? No, we're forthcoming. We didn't have any of the information that we needed, but in that case, you got 9 keys. Did I scam you? Did you scam me? Nope. We came to an equitable thing. You paid 250 and you only got the 1 key. You're like, damn it, I lost. Well, whatever, because you too went to the thing and you couldn't get it to return if there were any keys left on it. So you used it once and it said that was the last one. Like, oh great, shit. Well, I guess I lost a little bit of money. Did we scam each other? No. We both went into the business arrangement knowing that it could be unequitable. Sounds like it's commonly accepted opinion of getting scammed, not proof of scam. Aren't you always taking the risk that you're buying something you could be lied to? Yeah, but if you can prove that you were lied to, like the key thing, the key thing could be easily like you buy the thing and there's only one left, and then you talk to the company, hey, I just got this key, and he said there were 10 left on it, and you can go back, and the company can say, hey, no, we saw first activation, second, third, fourth, fifth, and give you dates and times, and then you've got something to go to the court with and say, hey, dude scammed me. I want my money back. I want all $500 back. Or 10 keys. Either one. The reason you chose to buy something realizing it may not be what you hoped it would be is the foundation of my argument of why there's no such thing as a scam. You're just taking a gamble that it is what you want it to be, and it might not. Either way, it's just business. But if they said there was 10 left, not realizing there wasn't 10, and you can't prove they were lying on it, and that would be something up to the courts. That's where not really opinion, but judgment. A third party that's not directly involved in the business transaction could then take all the facts and come to a conclusion and an impartial judgment saying, I don't think he knew, so no, he didn't scam you, sorry. Or, he totally knew, give him the $500 back. Is judgment an opinion? I think it can be. Not in my example, but judgment could be an opinion. I think it's not necessarily opinion. It can be, but not necessarily. Using bias from perception to form a conclusion, that is the foundation of opinion. They do kind of mean the same thing, but judgment is based on facts. Opinion is based on preferences, perception. They can sometimes, I would say, be used interchangeably, but not usually. Neil deGrasse? Okay, yeah, I don't typically care what he says, because he's always been a pompous ass, and now it turns out he's a flaming moron. We can never be perfectly accurate. It's always a best guess. Oh, you can be perfectly accurate. 2 + 2 is always 4. Neil DeG uses that as a cop-out for astrophysicists, because astrophysicists can't be certain about pretty much anything that they're trying to do. It was hilarious. About 10 years ago, I think, I saw an article. The highest recorded IQ, or way up there, like way higher than NDG's. She was like at the age of 10 or 12 or something like that, applying for like her master's thesis or something like that, and NDG was he found out about it, of course, because I mean, you've got that high of an IQ. There's a lot of people scrutinizing your career paths and like trying to sway you and stuff. And he tried to sway her to astrophysics, and she basically slapped him in the face. Said, "No, I'm going to do something that's worthwhile, something that is tangible, provable, that will actually help humanity." Well, but then you altered the scenario. That's no longer 2 plus 2. Two plus 2 equals 5 can be proven? No, it can't. 2 plus 2 will always be unequal to 5, because 2 plus 2 is always equal to 4. You can add other things into it, but then you change the equation, and to get a valid equation of whatever to equal 5, the other side has to, formulate to that. It absolutely can't. No, it can't. You have to have a different equation. Yeah, and like the whole 0.9 is almost equal to 1. Yeah, that's accurate. But 0.9 is not equal to 1. See, that's the thing. Just like the 2 plus 2, and then what is that? Exponent? No, exponent's the one above. Whatever the exclamation point and then. Nightbot? What the fuck are you doing? Sorry, Brew. It automatically did it. I can't undo it. Ah, well. Yeah, but that tilde... Tilde? Yeah, tilde means that it is almost equal to 1. It does not mean that it is 1. Is equal. 0.9 is roughly 1, or close to 1, or approximately 1, but that's why it's not an equal sign. No, 0.9 repeating doesn't equal 1. There are very many situations where 0.9 repeating is close enough to 1 that people accept it as being 1, but it's not equal to 1. It's been mathematically proved. Okay, I'll watch that later, but I've got to get to bed. Alright. Thank you, Brew. Always fun. Is repeating decimal is an alternative way of writing the number 1. No. to get a rough estimate, that would be perfectly acceptable, but it doesn't mean that 0.9 equals 1. But anyway, thank you to everybody that is going to watch VOD. I forgot to pin the message, of course, because I'm a dipshit and there's shit going on. September 13th, so coming up this Saturday, if you play Star Trek Online, I have achieved 750 endeavors in my career on Star Trek Online, and I am giving away the USS Endeavor. Starting at 9 Central, I will accept entries until 2:30, so 14:30 hours Central Time, at which point I will close it, and I will draw at some point very shortly after, 2:35, probably no later than 2:45, and then all you have to do to win the submission, not the submission, I've been drinking, leave me alone, I can hear you silently judging, and I don't appreciate it. To win the giveaway, you must be present at that time, when I draw your name, because that's what I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to whisper me. I'm going to get you the codes, and then we're going to move on with life. Oh, Nightbot's going on a fucking tirade. 92 messages were deleted. I didn't even authorize to do this, you bullshit piece of shit. All I installed you for, but you've been timed out. Oh my god. Ah! Well, I'm sorry, Brew. I didn't mean to leave it on that note. Good lord. I genuinely just installed Nightbot for the giveaway that I was just advertising. That's all. Nothing else. Now I apparently have lost control of a robot. Asimov would be so disappointed. Oh my god. It's just doing shit. Why is it doing it? I don't even have it up. I don't have it installed. It's not on the system. Wow. That's... all you typed was must be present. That's... you gotta be kidding me. Caps? I didn't authorize it to delete anything. What the fuck? I don't have any problems with cap. I don't... Capitalization is fine. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm sorry, Brew. But thank you to the VODers. Thank you to Brew. Always a treat to chat. We will finish this little tuck probably off because you've been banned or something by the fucking bot. Good lord. I'm sorry again, man. I really didn't. Like, why is it even in there? Why is the chat bot in there? Stream Elements is the only one that's authorized at my chat. Or at least it should be right now. Because Nightbot's not on. I don't know, I'm gonna have to figure that out too. But anyway, September 13th, if you want a USS Endeavor, this Saturday, starting at 9 Central, 2:30, get your entries in. We'll pull it by 2:45, hopefully people will actually be there and present, and we can actually get something away. Last time I tried to get something away, nobody showed up. So anyway, go out in the world, don't intentionally put shit in it, and the world will be a better place.